there. Hello. Okay. Session number 51 today. Fun. Last we left off, you had gone into the book, Tome of Strahd, and you found yourself in an audience hall with a crowd of nobility lined up along an aisle, and Strahd sitting next to you on a throne. And after some time, Sergei walked into the hall, and Rahadin welcomed him to Castle Ravenloft. The brothers hugged, and Etri noticed an uncomfortable look on Strahd's face. And the scene then changed to one in a courtyard where a duel was taking place between two noblemen. Rahadin announced a winner, and then said to everyone that they could come to him if they wished to challenge someone to a fight. Etri took this as an invitation and challenged Sergei to a fight. You fought for some time, both bloodied. At the end, Sergei surrendered and healed the both of you, and then a battle was seen between Strahd and Sergei. Strahd at the end being victorious, though drenched in sweat, while Sergei didn't break a sweat. And this ended the chapter in the book as you found yourselves back in the church, and you went back to sleep, or you went to sleep rather, and then Ronan found himself again meeting with Shami Amore, who talked with you for a bit, proposed that Rudolf van Richten could be recruited rather than given to Strahd, and that reminded you that the role of Burgomaster would be vital in your attempt at conquering the Dark Lord. You woke up. Ronan had beat the addiction and gave Shami Amore all the as if she had a blessing upon him that ended the addiction, or the what's it called? Whatever. The side effects. You had some breakfast. Etri and Alex went outside of town. Variac in town with Ronan. Variac started painting Ronan and making posters to sell him as a helpful old man or something like that. A noble by the name Valentin Kriksky saw Variac painting and asked him to paint a mural in his home to wow a woman for 100 gold pieces, and Variac asked for 50 and some notoriety, which he promised. You then went on a short trip to the Vistani camp, Etri buying some bolts from the Dusk Elves there. And then back in town, Etri and Alex found some nobility and found a back entrance into their home, hoping to find a diamond, as well as Ronan's request of a very specific lockbox. Ronan and Variac got into some trouble. The guards did not appreciate the posters, and Variac responded by turning into a giant eagle and flying away with Ronan. then Variac headed toward Valentine's house while Ronan stayed outside of town to see if someone was entering town to promote himself, I suppose. And that is where we ended the session. I guess we could start us off with the break and entry people. See where that takes us. What's the plan for Alex and Etri? In your
plan is to be very patient until the couple has left their abode of course.
You're breaking up a lot. It's hard to hear what you say.
Man, I thought I fixed that. I went through a different thing too.
Oh. It's like you're talking into a can or something. It's muffled.
Like a fan.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Still not.
I heard your horrible pun, so yeah, good job.
Okay, I'll try to fix it.
I think I know what he was trying to say. So the idea for us was to wait until after the people had left, because they just got home and they spotted Etri very briefly. And then our goal was to get in, explore the house, and get out while they were gone. And Alexander had been watching the patrols of the guards, so we could time going in and leaving without being spotted.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you're just waiting for the people to leave the house.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And Variac is heading to the noble's house. Are you going up to the house before it's evening? It is later in the afternoon now, but yeah, are you going in before? I suppose it was even expected for you to be coming in a few days since you first announced that, but
I'll probably just find like a bench to sit on and wait.
Okay.
As a giant ass eagle.
No, I transformed when I got to the ground.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's kind of just in the waiting game at the moment. All right. Well, I suppose if every group rolls me a D100. So I guess Ronan, Variac, and one of Alex or Etri. Okay, all right.
Is this Variac?
Yeah, he got a 97.
Yeah, let's.
What the hell?
Okay, all right. You wait until the evening, and yeah, Alexander and Etri notices the couple after waiting for a few hours. If you're doing that, you see that they leave the house again, leaving it vacant or empty, if you or probably, yeah, unless there are servants inside. how do you want to approach the house when you see them leave it?
How well am I heard?
You are heard well.
Okay, cool, great.
Yeah, now yeah.
Let's go with backside. I would like to attempt to open a window first.
Okay, just on the back side of the house on the first floor?
If that's possible.
What do you say, as close to?
If it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, you could definitely... I suppose make a sleight of hand check to see how well you can open it. I imagine it's something that a thieves' tools would have some kind of tool, if not just your dagger.
Nice.
All right, very good. Yeah, you pry the window open and find that you now have an entrance into the house, into a dark room.
Before waving Alex forward, I'd like to listen. See what all I can catch with my ears.
Sure, make a perception check.
And battle roll. Nope.
Nope.
There you go. You listen for a bit, and you can hear some movement inside in some other room. It's a distance away, a couple of rooms away, but you can hear that there is someone inside.
Okay. I'll wave Alex over.
All right.
Alex will casually get up from the bench she'd been sitting on, put all of his stuff away, and go over to Etri and say, all right, my goal is to get in there, find a diamond, get out. I'm going to go upstairs to where I would think the bedroom is and try to ruffle through some jewelry, maybe see if there's any hidey holes or anything like that, but I think that's our best bet. But I'm going to give myself a little bit more cover if you can. Try to stay to the shadows as best you can, because I don't really know. Didn't see anything from outside the house, but you never know.
Yes, I do hear some.
Oh, you're breaking up again.
Okay.
I don't know what is up with your audio today.
Oh, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Well, there are other people, whether they be servants or children or something else. So, as long as we don't make noise, it probably shouldn't be an issue. But, sure.
All right.
I'll be less emphatic today. Sorry, guys.
No, it's
Okay, it's one of those days.
Sorry. I'll also work my way in.
okay.
And I will, since I'm going to be working fast through all of this, but I'm going to cast greater invisibility on myself.
Okay. So is Etri gonna just stay inside of the dark room, or are you gonna also do searching yourself?
Well, I was actually going to ask if I could get a lich coin that I could wrap a cloth around.
Oh, yeah. Then Alexander will reach into his pocket and you just out of nowhere, you just see, boop, and a coin starts to glow, and I drop it on the ground, and you see your eliminated coin.
Oh yeah, good thing it's a greater invisibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I will scoop it up and wrap some, and basically make it a pinhole light for myself,
Okay.
if that's allowed.
Sure. Yeah. But are you going into the house to look for things, or are you staying out of it?
I am going to look for things.
Okay. All right. Are you? I guess I don't know. Since Etru will have a hard time seeing Alexander. Is Alexander trying to stay with Etri, or do you guys split up?
I told Etri where I was going.
Yeah.
I'm going upstairs to find that bedroom, so
Sure.
no, I'm going on my own.
And is Etri going there as well?
I will take a little more time, but yes, I will also head upstairs.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess both of you can then just roll me stealth checks and investigation checks as you go through the house.
Is the stealth check with advantage, or do players train and notice me have disadvantage because I'm invisible?
Yeah,
I can never remember how that works.
Yeah, enemies have or others have disadvantage on noticing you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Visibility is lame. But
And also you are invisible, so even if they would hear you, then they still can't see you. So they might
so
just,
invisible.
They might just do the Skyrim. Must have been the wind. And then investigation checks also.
Yes.
Well, why do
I
see
clicked-
a 23 on D&D Beyond?
Because I clicked the button in D&D Beyond, and I forgot that didn't transfer over. Obviously, I'd prefer to use the 23, and it was technically my first roll, but I will go with whatever your judgment is.
I'll go with the 23 because I can also see it. So.
Yay! Thank God. I mean, I had a great and then a fail. Like, this is your D&D right there.
Sure, there you go. Okay, so the two of you walk through the house. You discover that there appear to be a few servants who stay here, but they don't make any note of you. Etri, with a light source, carrying that, you're really being careful in not being discovered. But you make the discovery of these servants and try to kind of look into the rooms they are in to see if there is anything of value or any diamonds in there. Unable to discover any. But Alexander, making a beeline to the second floor and finding a bedroom pretty quickly, starts to look through the cupboards and the what are they called, desks and other things. 23. I guess roll me a D100, and you want a low number to see what you find. 10 is freaking low. Okay.
Alexander's determined to bring her back.
Roll me a D2 then. Just a coin flip to see.
Whoops.
Okay.
Slow!
All right. You do find a jewelry box, and you find in it an assortment of precious or semi-precious stones, and amongst them what appears to be a diamond of the appropriate value.
Oh my god, I shove it in my bag. Now question. Because I pick it up and shove it in my bag, does it go invisible or does it look like there's just a floating gem?
No, it disappears when it enters your person. That's an appropriate way of putting it. When you grab it, it vanishes with you.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and I
Because
hurry.
otherwise you would have like a backpack that's just floating.
Yep. Okay, so I hurry down the stairs, doing my best not to make any noise, but I need to get out that window because I'm gauging my 1 minute of time for doing all of this.
Okay. Yeah. And I suppose you find on your way back Etri starting to make his way up the stairs, but I suppose, yeah, you get a chance there to kind of stop him and take him with you, or let him go upstairs as well.
As I'm hurrying past, I give him like a little poke on the shoulder, and I say, "Got it. See you at the church." And that's the only interaction you get from Alex. But your poke is you checks, I think. Your poke is a D8 of bardic inspiration.
Etri
Poke,
inspired.
run.
What does Etri wish to do?
He whispers into the void, hopefully while he's not too far away. And I'm not going to whisper because y'all wouldn't hear me. Did you see a lockbox?
Yeah, Alex would hear. Did you see a lockbox behind you?
Nope. Kept going. You probably hear rustling in the dark room.
I'll mark my path with my coin and cover it up and make my way out.
Okay. All right. So you make your way out of the house. Variac turns up to the house in the evening, after having sat on a bench for some time, watching people walk by, give you a look for your large person, and nighttime comes. Do you make your way to the noble's house?
Yes, I would.
All right. So you find your way to the house, and there you see, or as you knock on the door, the man stands there, or opens after a while, and with a bit of a surprised look, says, "I was expecting you in a few days. What happened?"
Yes, hello. Well, you see, my group was able to spare me, if you will. I was able to come early.
That is most appreciated. Please, come in.
I would enter.
And you do. And he takes you to a living room with a fireplace and some couches, and it looks pretty nice. And there's one large wall in this room that he then kind of gestures to and says, "It would be such a pleasure to have the large, beautiful view of the valley of Barovia on this wall, and in the scene, I would like this black mare to be painted where I am riding on the back of this mare, and my hair is flowing in the wind, and I look heroic, and you could add some musculature. That is, I would say, artist's interpretation is free here, but that is what I was picturing. If that is something you could do for me.
I will certainly give you my best work, and I will begin setting up my supplies.
All right. You start to do the work. I guess you could just then roll me a painter's tools, which for your sake I would say is just the wisdom. Would it be? I think. Is it a wisdom check? What did I say last time? Painter's supplies. Did I ask for a wisdom-based check?
I think you said Dex, but
it was. It would be probably Dex. Yeah. So make it dexterity with your proficiency.
Here goes. No, I'm gonna get a 2.
2? You can't get 2.
I'm gonna get it anyways.
You get a 2, but there is a 1 in front. Okay.
You're technically not wrong.
12's mediocre.
Sure.
It's not my best work.
Yeah. You.
It's a big thing, you know. It's a big thing.
Yeah, and you start to paint it, and there's. I mean, it is a wall to paint. It takes many hours. And it's a pretty tedious work. I suppose we could just have you roll 3 checks as a kind of a skill challenge to see how the end product is. It starts fine. You're still trying to find your
groove.
Your groove in this, and then later in the evening, with the second check, you're getting a bit more comfortable with the drawing, and you're adding some trees into this valley, and the mountains kind of on the both sides of the wall, and then the third check to see how well you paint the lord of the house himself.
I'm scared. It's going to be my natural 1 or a 4.
And he did say artist's interpretation is a pretty.
I'm more of a Bob Ross type artist. I'm really good at the surroundings, really good at the background, really good at the scenery. Yeah. I was just able to do Ronan good because Ronan's, he's not the best looking.
Hey. Calm down, bud.
Oh my god.
No, but it becomes some sort of a Picasso abstraction of the man, but you see him look at the painting as the hours pass, and he's enjoying the valley, the scenery, and then looking at himself, he kind of says, well, it is an interesting interpretation indeed, but I thank you for your hard work.
Think of it this way. The abstract of it lets you picture you however you wish. one second you could be looking at this, you see a strong, mighty man. The next you see a regal and royal leader.
That is a very interesting thing for you to say. Yes. I could mean many things. I don't only have to be the brawly, muscular hunk. Thank you. Yes, I will. I will tell this to my fair lady. Payment. He announces and takes a coin purse and gives you the purse and says 50 golds as promised, and I will spread the word of your helpful friend to my near friends as well, as promised.
That is fantastic to hear. Pleasure doing business with you. And I put out my hand to shake.
He takes your hand and gives you a kind of a meager shake. He's not the muscular man that he wants you to paint him as.
And I'm an 8'1" giant.
Yeah, and it's not that far from the dead fish that he gives you. But he takes your hand and then nods and says, if I ever find need for your services, or if any of my friends, I will also spread your great talents around, and perhaps you can get some more work in the foreseeable future.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Pleasure doing business with you. And you pack your things, I guess, and take your leave.
When I walk outside, just to be safe, I open the gold purse and make sure it's all there.
Sure. Yeah, you make sure that there is indeed 50 gold pieces in that purse. It's pretty.
I've had 10 gold
heavy.
for so long. I'm rich now.
Yeah, you've just quintupled your belongings. I don't know, whatever the word is for.
Unnumbered my belongings.
You have more than what you had before.
You have more than what you had before, many times more. Outside, Ronan is looking at the tumbleweeds roll by. It's a quiet evening outside of Vallaki. How long do you stay there for, until someone comes and picks you up?
I would summon my brain.
Okay.
And go tell it to like sort of circle around to make sure there are no guards coming.
Okay. So you want to make sure that there's no guards coming from the gate to where you are?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. It keeps an eye on that. You can see a couple of guards by the gates. They don't seem to make any move to go toward you, and they don't see you either. I imagine you're not in plain view of them.
Yeah. Is it dark right now?
I mean, when you first headed to the side of the gates, no, it wouldn't have been dark yet. So, I mean, it depends on how long you would stay there. Yes, tumbleweed, stop there. Vote for me.
Well, I'd say I would wait until it's dark.
Okay.
Because I assume the group didn't just like leave me, but I don't know what I would be doing until then. I don't imagine I just like sit down and just. Maybe I just go on a walk. Yeah, I'll just like start walking around the gates or something. See what I find.
Yeah, not an old man walking into the forest and never coming back.
I was considering it, but nah. I think we're gonna
Stay on the
stick
safe
to
side.
that. Yeah.
All right. Sure. Yeah, you're getting your 10,000 steps as
Maybe do a little bit of magic here and there too.
sure.
Do some
keep
cool stuff.
keep yourself entertained. Okay. Well, I suppose then that Alex and Etri would be probably the first ones just heading to the church, I imagine you said?
That's where Alex is going.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
He's keeping his eye out for Variac too.
yeah. You do not see Variac on your way. You walk, and it is a pretty dark night. You see some torch lights lighting the roads in the night as you head to the church, and there you find that the church is vacant. Not that doesn't have any customers, any people sitting in the pews. But you find, or rather, you do find the priest, Father Lucian Petrovich, in the pews as you approach, or as you enter. And he notices
Perfect.
you come in, says, welcome to the church again. How can I be of assistance?
Where's the girl?
She's under the altar. Do you want to see her?
In a minute. We have what we need. We just need the person who can do it.
Oh, really? You have. You're going to try and resurrect her?
Yes. For the sake of your knowledge, sir, just know I have it. Don't ask how.
Says, that is fine. Well, that is really very good. Did this large friend of yours say that he could do such a miracle?
Yes, and with the luck on our side of being able to house her for 10 days, this should be possible.
Very good.
Alexander just goes and sits at the altar, and as a matter of fact, he pulls out a book and starts reading aloud as if he's reading to Irina.
Okay. Just out of one of your books.
Yeah, probably the children's where is it? Book of Fairy Tales. He'll just start reading that out loud in the middle of a church because he doesn't care.
Sure. Why not? Okay. All right. Well, does Etri want to do anything specific, or just wait?
At most, keep an eye out for Variac or Ronan, because I know Ronan has spells to contact.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, no, I am not doing anything else.
Yeah. All right. Well, the night grows nearer as you wait there for a few hours until Variac, having painted a mural that takes a long time. I imagine it might take a few days, but whatever, for the sake of this. You come into the church, or I guess, sorry, where is Variac heading after finishing the painting?
Honestly, probably half covered in paint. I'd probably be walking to the entrance to pick up the old man to make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So about 25,000 steps in, Ronan is really hurting as you come to the entrance. Though roll me a d6, Variac and Ronan. Okay, 5s. All right.
Jeez.
You walk, and you can see as you come toward the gate, the two guards by the gate. Are you just walking past them, or seeing as you do know that a guard was angry at you earlier today? It's not one of these guards, but do you want to do anything with that information?
No, I mean, I'd probably just walk past, grab Ronan, be like, hey, come on.
All right. You walk past the guards, and they don't seem to stop you, and you come out seeing Ronan walking amongst the ruined buildings. And you both notice each other.
I'd probably shout, hey, work's done, come on.
Oh, okay. I'm coming. I thought you guys forgot about me.
I would never.
I appreciate that. Do you know where the others are?
So here's the funny thing. In real life, I completely forgot where we were supposed to go until Kenzie said the church. So I'm going to say in-game, Variac has no clue. He was focused in painting.
I mean, I don't think you... you might not have decided on this.
I know Alexander was bugging you because you said that you were the only person who had the ability to do this, and you know where the body is. That's my only defense.
Sounds like the place that we're sort of staying at right now, right? We're not really staying like in an inn or anything. It's pretty nighttime. It's safe to assume. I don't want to waste a third level spell for ascending again.
Hey, where are we going?
I mean, hey, if it's nighttime, it means we sleep, though.
We do sleep next.
Okay.
You did unfortunately spend an entire day doing things.
I send a message to Etri.
Okay.
Ooh, where are you guys?
At the church. Going earlier.
Okay. We go to the church now.
We go to the church.
We go to the church.
All right. All right. You all head to the church and find inside the group Variac's large form at the doorway, probably Alexander paying attention to the door at this point, having learned
Yep.
that he will come.
Yep, I spring to my feet and run to Variac. I'm like sweating because it was really intense to look through that house to get what I needed. And I reach into my bag and I pull out the diamond worth 500 gold pieces and I say, "Can you do it? Can you bring her back?
Yeah.
Can you do it now?
Yeah.
Will you do it, please?"
Sure.
Great. I put the crystal in his hand and I take off towards the altar and I shout for the priest to help me get her out.
Okay. Okay. What spell? Rather, I guess, yeah. The priest kind of touches some mechanism on the altar, and it slides off and reveals this stair that goes down below, and he invites you all to come, and down you can see that there are a few sarcophagi, and in one of them lies Irina. What do you want to cast?
Well, I will take the diamond, place it on her body, and cast Revivify.
Well, Revivify is someone that died within the last minute.
But
It does work with Gentle Repose.
And we put her in stasis with Gentle Repose.
You did do the Gentle Repose, yes. That is true. Indeed.
I stopped fighting to do it.
and because I think it makes more sense, this diamond is only worth 300 gold pieces. But that's
oh my god, I will jump through this computer.
No, Revivify only needs a 300 GP diamond.
I thought it was 500.
No, that's
Listen, we can ruin
that's raised there.
500 gold piece diamond.
What?
We're okay with ruining someone's 500 gold piece diamond.
Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter to me. As long as it's enough.
Okay, it's 500 gold. Okay. Okay. You put this diamond up to Irina and speak the words. And I really need to figure. I know that Matthew Mercer has a specific method for resurrection where it's everyone goes in to speak words to make it easier, but in this case, because it's a bit unclear here. If you roll me a D100, Variac, and anything below or 1 to 50 is what you want.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get a 100. I was
Nice.
really close.
1 to 50 is what you want, I said. That is not within 1 to 50. So as you cast the spell, trying to bring life back into Irina, it seems that there is no one there to respond to your resurrection and the diamond disappears in the process of casting the spell, but Irina remains dead.
I just look back at all the others and I'm like, well, that's life. Sorry, I did my best. And I go and sit down on a pew.
Is everyone just in quiet shock?
What does this mean? I'm not magically inclined.
Lucian goes, this... Perhaps Lathander is truly gone. I couldn't believe it. This land is forsaken.
Is there a graveyard in the back of this church?
Oh, there is a large cemetery, yeah.
Okay. Alexander walks out, goes around the building, and goes and finds like a stone seat to go sit on, and just folds his hands and rests his chin in his hands and just gets lost in his own thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I really thought that was gonna work.
It usually does. Sometimes they don't want to come back, but normally they do.
I didn't think of the possibility of it just not working.
I mean, you know, in the wild, animals die a lot. Can't bring them all back. That's why I've been so nonchalant about all of this. I'm used to it.
Does that mean she's dead for good?
Most likely. If they don't want to come back, they don't come back.
So you're saying she doesn't want to come back? It's her choice to not come back?
Maybe. Maybe not. Mixture of both. She's dead.
As the somber night proceeds, I suppose everyone eventually finds rest, or doesn't. But Lucian again closes the altar, rather puts it back to where it is, and looks like a broken man as he just goes to his room and closes the door behind. Anyone want to do anything fun in the evening? Not fun.
I'm gonna just go to sleep so I get my Revivify slot back and I can change it and get another spell.
Something that actually works.
Alexander's basically sitting outside until he passes out, and he passes out outside.
Yeah.
I guess I am just trying to figure out where to go next or what information to ask about in order to or
Right. Yeah. All right. You all eventually pass out and have a night's rest in the church, and wake up to another cloudy, sad day in Barovia. The day after, to a pretty quiet church. No one seems to want to come to the pews in the morning, at least. What's the plan for the day? Or what are you doing?
Alexander's still outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm swapping my spells, so my mind is focused on that.
Sure.
have swapped Whispers of the Dead to investigation, and I'm going to spend at least the first part of the day asking around to see if anyone has information on a Van Richten.
Oh, sorry, you're gonna go around town asking about Van Richten?
I think so. I'm not talking about Strahd, so
Sure, yeah. Okay. So I suppose are you telling everyone that that's your plan?
I would tell the party that is my plan to try and get a little bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any disguising magic at all? Otherwise, I'll just have fluffy hair as I wrap a shawl or something around my elk horns or whatever.
I can't disguise you. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Have that. I gave that up.
Yeah.
I
That's
could
okay.
turn you into an animal.
Can't speak.
It's a talking squirrel. Hey, I'm Libra.
Heard about
I mean,
Van
I
Richten?
could take polymorph and then speak with animals.
And you could be the interpreter.
Yeah.
My squirrel friend here is looking for it.
Anyway,
I'd like to go outside to Alex and sit next to him. So, Alex, I know you really wanted to save her, but I was talking with Varia. She said there's a pretty good chance that it's just that she didn't want to come back to this world.
Ronan, this is the third person that's died. Fourth if you count Etchery, but we were lucky enough to get him back.
I know, but I mean, it could be a good thing. She doesn't need to live in such a cruel place anymore.
I really feel like she was one of the only ways for us to get home. I don't want to be here. I can't be here anymore. I can't do this. My sister's dead, my friend's dead, my only hope of getting out of here is dead. What's the point?
There's going to be another way that we can leave. We'll find another way.
How?
We'll make some deal with Strahd. We can find this Rudolph guy to help us defeat Strahd. She wasn't our only chance. She was a nice person, and she helped us a lot throughout the way, but it's people die, and it's just not something that we can prevent sometimes.
And we don't even know if defeating Strahd will get us out of here. The only even possibility we have of getting out of here now is a deal with Strahd and following through with it. He provides more of a possibility than anybody else here thus far. If you can tell me way that we can get out of here, I will gladly listen to it. But as of right now, the only way that I see it is getting this Van Richten guy to Strahd.
Okay, well then we can try doing that next, but I just want to make sure you're not hung up on this death too much.
Been a lot of death, Ronan.
Alright.
A lot.
We'll find a way to get out of here, don't worry. We can do that.
You talk to your grandkids like this?
It's bold of you to assume I have grandkids.
I just figured at your age, never mind.
Yeah, it wasn't my kind of life. You wanna go see if we can find this Rudolph guy?
Well, let me do the trick on you that I did on myself. Do you see this? And I point to like where it looks like I have like a gnarly scar on my neck. Do you see this?
Yeah.
This is actually writing. And what I did was I wrote, if you can read this, I need to talk to you. And only Van Richten can read it. I can put this on you, somewhere visible. I can make it look like something other than a scar. I just thought maybe people would buy it more if it was a scar on my neck. But I can put the same thing on you, and if somebody responds to it and reacts to it, then we know we found him. If this guy can hide himself, maybe getting him a message that only he can see is the best way to get in touch with him.
That's pretty clever. Yeah, if you wanna do that, that'd be great.
Joe used to call me clever and then call me stupid.
Whatever. Just do it on. Come on. We don't need to talk about clever, stupid. That's fine. But
Okay, where do you want it?
It's a good question. Okay, how about listen? How about you let me think about it first? And then like tonight I'll ask you to do it. Does that sound good?
Okay, I think the more of us that wear this, it's more likely to get picked up by somebody.
Okay. I'll tell you what I want tonight.
Now what you want and where, just make sure it's visible. It's in a location that's visible for anybody who's around, which is why I chose my neck. And I thought, hey, scars, maybe women think that's hot. So I don't know. I don't do the whole flirt thing very well. It's just never in my nature.
Yeah. Me neither, but I'm sure you'll find someone.
Yeah, life's weird like that. Thanks, Ronan. Appreciate the talk.
No problem. And I'd go back inside with the others.
Mm-hmm.
In about 2 or 3 minutes, Alex would compose himself and follow in Ronan's footsteps and come inside.
Yeah. All right. And are you, if Etri now is gonna go ask around town without any disguise magic, or is everyone doing the same, or are you splitting up, and or what do you want to do? What do you want to do? what's the plan?
I got no clue what the plan is.
Hey, I'll take more help if people are willing, but I'm also willing to just do that myself. That can be my morning plan.
I would probably wander around with not with Etri, but I would probably wander around as well. But I'm looking for anybody who essentially responds to the scars on my neck, either with not so much a double take, but maybe like a triple take, to be like, oh shit, that's words, that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, sure.
All
right.
Quick question.
Yeah.
You guys may hate me for finally revealing this, but
God.
for at least 3 or 4 sessions, I feel like, Sammy, you told me what they were before, but I never wrote that down. I just have in my inventory a sack of potions. What are the potions?
Yes.
Sack of potions.
I literally just have a sack of potions. I know you said you gave us potions at one point, and I was given a sack of potions. What are the potions?
Yeah. So you were rewarded at the orphanage, and I did note that you never looked into that bag. And there are 2 potions of healing in there.
Okay. I will remove sack of... No, I'm going to keep sack of potions and just write in the description, 2 healing.
2 healing. Yeah.
Okay. Finally revealed what my mysterious sack of potions is.
Yeah. No,
'cause I've been carrying this for how many sets? 3 or 4, and I've been like, I should probably ask about this at some point.
Yeah.
And then I never did.
I did take note of the fact that you never looked in.
That's funny.
But here we are. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So are you all just gonna take a stroll around town, looking for people giving triple takes and asking about Van Richten?
I don't know. I mean, Variac, like, everyone was banking on him, and this was the plan, so I think Variac's just gonna go find a bench in the middle of town and begin, like, painting the town square or something. Just,
Sure.
Chill.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Alright, and Ronan?
Yeah, I'm really torn between trying to trying harder to become Virgo Master and do more painting shit, or actually try to find this Rudolph guy. I do not know what I want to do. I guess I'll go.
If you come to the town square with me and sit next to me while we paint, people walking by might double take and might recognize you.
Yeah, but that's town square. That's
a mix of both.
That's where all the guards are.
Maybe we could find a random bench somewhere else. Just specifying. I want to paint the tent.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with Variac, and I'll ask people about Rudolph, but then, right after I ask, I'll ask, about Ronan, he can do so much for you. What a good guy.
Yeah, so we're just gonna find, a random bench in town. Ronan begins his spiel, and I begin painting the town.
Okay.
I'll do both at the same time. No problem.
Exactly, dude. It works.
Okay.
It works.
We're good.
And is Alexandra and Etri traveling together, doing the same split ups today?
That's up to Alex, actually.
Alex really isn't going with anybody in particular. He's just kind of wandering at this point. He's still lost in his own thoughts, but...
Okay. Sure. Alright. Alright, let's see. I guess everyone can roll me a d6 again, as you're doing your daily duties. Alrighty. You walk around town. A lot of 5s, yes, indeed. Yeah, we had 2 5s previously as well. You find a bench somewhere, and Ronan, as you watch people walk by, you do notice that some give you a double take, and then just continue walking. But it seems that some people have taken note of your face.
Yeah.
As you stand there in your glory. Do you want to do anything with the people giving you double takes, or?
I guess I'll try to give my friendliest wave and smile, but if they don't approach me, I guess I'll just stand there, and if like for a bit and just try to act really friendly, and if no one approaches me, I'll start asking people stuff.
Okay, all right. So you stand there for a bit with your smile at the people, and actually, a man does approach you. Man, now I have to just double check what you all did in Vallaki before.
Whatever he did, I've been neutral this entire time.
What did I do?
I am not the problem child of this group.
I'm literally just sitting on a bench trying to paint. I invited my good friend Ronan along. That's all.
As you stand there, this kind of homeless-looking, dirty man with a wild beard and just big eyes approaches you and grabs you. Just goes, "There's dark magic and purple flashes in the attic of the Virgo Master's manor at nights. You've seen them yourself as well, have you not?"
Yeah, yes, of course.
And
how could you miss it?
Yoda, this is. No, but as you get, like, he's manhandling you as you see a couple of guards approach and say, "All right there, stop with that." And one of them grabs the old man and says, "You don't manhandle people like that. Off to the stocks with you. Come now." And he just wildly looks back at you and says, "The purple light."
Yeah. Trust me, I'll deal with that purple light.
as he gets dragged away.
I mean, I look back at Variac, like, give him a what the fuck just happened look.
Yeah. That went good.
So purple light in the Virgo Master's banner. Bro, that guy was not alright.
You know, maybe that's step one. Maybe you get in good with the homeless.
I guess, God.
Hey, think of it this way: if you weren't such an amazing wizard, you might have been in his place.
That's true, but I am an amazing wizard, so it's not even worth questioning that.
the entire time Varrac's just sitting there like, I'm trying to paint. Just trying to paint.
Someone goes up, yeah, they handles you too.
I guess
If that old man manhandled me, that'd be a sight to behold.
if he only tried. Yeah, no, the puny Ronin is easier to manhandle. Yeah, as that is going on, Etri, you walk around town, and are you just approaching people and asking about Van Richten, or how do you want to approach that?
Yes, I would be going up to people asking around for a Van Richten. I guess quick judgment going for more approachable people, though I don't really think anyone is super approachable here.
Sure. Kinder faces.
He's a person that I met once that I want to meet up with again, but I don't know where he lives because he never told me. Not necessarily super false, but yeah, that's sort of yeah. Do you know about where this man is?
Okay, sure. Go
Or
ahead.
might be.
Just roll me a persuasion check as you.
Persuasion.
Yeah, I mean in this case you're trying to get
Oh, right.
that information off of people.
Oh no.
I think I've rolled ones both times I've used persuasion. I'm pretty sure.
You might have, yeah. I know I have asked for it quite rarely, because
I should have relocated my expertise.
But I mean, +8 is still really good. Man, how do you have? Oh yeah, you have expertise in persuasion.
I do have expertise. I've used it twice.
Yeah. Darn. You ask around for Van Richten, and you get some people who are pretty kind to you, but everyone just shakes their head and don't know where or who this person you say they don't recognize the name.
Okay.
So your search is unfruitful.
Nope.
Yeah, and Alexander has a stroll around town. Are you going anywhere specific?
Probably to a general store.
Okay. Sure. You go to a general store in the town square. There is one in the market square as well.
We'll go to the market square.
Okay. That is opposite to the coffin maker's house, and the square where people died.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go away from that area. That sounds like a good idea.
Not the market square then. But the town square is where the stocks are and the statue of the man and if you go there, are you gonna go buy something in the general store or just?
Yeah, I'm looking for a book.
Okay.
Just a book.
Any book.
Any book.
Okay. The traumatized woman inside says that she says, I don't really trade in books, but you could check with the Jovnik and Sons. They're the bookstore in town.
Okay, thank you. And I give her like a little nod and I turn around. Like basically I walk in, I ask if there's a book, and then I just do a big old like a U-turn and walk her right back out.
Okay.
But there's a little bit of a pep in my step because I didn't realize that there was an actual like bookstore in this town. So anybody who knows Alex knows that he's sad, but there's like a twinge of unexpected happiness that's there.
Yeah.
Now, so if I'm like walking past the group, they're like, he's got a little bit of a bounce to his step. What happened?
He's sad, but he's still like happy.
Why is he excited sad? I don't understand.
Yeah, why is he so excited in his sadness? Well, okay, you turn around and do you then just go aimlessly around, or look for a bookstore?
I would look for a bookstore. I'm not stopping people,
Okay.
but I am keeping an eye out if people do like a double or triple take on my scar.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check. Let's say.
Perception. 18.
18. Okay. So you take you walk across the town square and you take note of at the side of the town square a kind of a small stage that is surrounded by maybe 6-7 people that are some are kind of smiling and others are just drab, while this brightly dressed man that I think you've met before, Rectavia. I'm pretty sure, or maybe you didn't. This is the problem with this being so long ago. Did you hang out at the tavern? Maybe you didn't.
I don't think we ever got to the tavern here in this town.
Oh, well, okay, I guess not. You see a brightly dressed man. You notice that he has pointy ears, which is very unusual here. You've seen the dusk elves outside of Vallaki, but this is an elf in brightly dressed clothes, as he sees, or he's in the process of doing a puppet show to this crowd, and he glances at you as you pass by, and then he gives you a second glance.
So catching that, I stop and I turn and I look in his direction, and then I just gesture with my head that I'm going this way, and then I just like turn kind of with a little bit of a flare and start walking towards the bookstore.
Okay. All right. Well, you don't know where the bookstore is.
I would hope that at some point I would stop and ask somebody for directions.
Okay, sure. If you do that, yeah, sure. That was just because you just turned around in the general store, not asking directions. But yeah, you can definitely ask around and you can find the location. All right, so you start heading toward the bookstore after giving a gesture to this brightly colored elf.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you go to the bookstore. You see a sign outside that just reads Jovnik and Sons. And as you step inside, you see that it's a pretty dark interior, and you can see that there are two younger men and one older who are in the process of printing posters through with this strange contraption that I would imagine Alexander recognizes as a printing press. And one of the young men notice you come in and say, can we help you?
Just seeking new books. Do you offer books in trade for others? I'm just looking to clear out my current collection and replace with new ones to read.
We don't really trade in books. We could buy some off you, but if you need parchment or empty journals, we could sell that to you. Ink, pens. If you need some calligrapher's tools. But otherwise, we don't really sell books.
So you make books?
He's
like staring at the press.
Yeah, he gestures to the contraption and says, yes, part of it, as well as the festival posters for our weekly festivals, of course. But the books we have in store are kept here. We're not really selling them.
That's astounding. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. And he's just like staring with just like big cockeyed at the press, like, oh my god, this is where books are made.
This is your church.
This is my church. I have seen my deity and she is beautiful. Wow, this is amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is amazing?
Apologies. I've never seen any kind of like gestures towards the press. He's like, I've never seen something like that before. I'm an avid book reader, so to see the thing that essentially puts together books is very it's very breathtaking for me. Apologies.
Well, I suppose it is quite essential for this town, but it is what it is.
So you do the flyers and the posters, and do you have any regular clients that you work with for books? I'm new to the area, so I'm still learning the writers of the area, and I will pull out my I will pull out my book of fairy tales and kind of show it to them and be like, this is the book that I just finished reading. It's actually the number 9 in my collection.
Well, we do have some people that are writing, yes, mostly among the nobility. Are you of a noble family here?
No, like I said, I'm new to the area. Do you have any of their books for purchase? I would love to read things from locals.
No, we do not have any spare copies to sell. Unfortunately, we keep our books for keepsake. But as I said, if you yourself wish to write something, we have the methods of doing that, and if you are a writer yourself, then perhaps we could make some sort of an arrangement to make multiple copies of what you write. But for the reader, this is no place.
Well, sure. I mean, I do enjoy reading and writing, and from that, an amalgamation of life could come to a page. Sure, I will buy some empty journals and maybe a few pieces of parchment for a friend of mine, and some quill and ink. And you said you had a calligraphy set as well?
Indeed, yes. As I pull out the what they'll ask for.
Well, the voice in my head. Well, the voice in my head does that. I do have a question for the shopkeep.
Okay.
Do you have do you know of a Van Richten at all?
He says, that name does sound a bit familiar. And he turns and says, Yovni, didn't we get one of them books? And the older man says, Van Richten, yes. I believe it was a book, a guide, Van Richten's Guide to Monster Slaying. Strange, fictitious book, but yes. We did have one of them books, yes.
Did? You no longer have it?
No. It we were given the pages, we made the book, and then the individual who was produced it for us wanted it back.
And that wouldn't be one that you happen to have a spare copy of. Fiction has always been my favorite, and I will pull out to kind of like nail in my point. I will pull out the first edition poetry and stories and kind of show that along with the children's songbook and just kind of display like fiction is what I like. So
says, I'm afraid not. He did note that no copies of his book were to be kept in our store.
that is very unfortunate, but it's also good to know that you respect the wishes of your clients.
Oh, of course. We would not be a business if we did not.
That is very true, but it's still admirable nonetheless. And give a like small bow of appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, damn it!
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to buy some tools from them?
Yes, please. I would like to buy two. I would like to buy quill and ink, a pack of 10 parchment, 2 blank journals, and calligraphy.
Hold on. So calligraphy, 2 journals, ink, quill, and what else?
10 pieces of parchment.
10 parchment. Okay. All right. So they give put all this together, and you. Let's see here. Oh, interesting. You are then asked for the lot to pay 30 gold pieces.
I will pull out 30 gold pieces and I will hand it over.
Okay. Then you can add 2 blank journals, ink, quill, 10 parchments, and calligrapher's tools.
Got it. And then I will start on my way out, and my next stop is to find Ronan.
Okay. All right. Okay. You step out and head toward where, let's say, you decided where Ronan and Variac would be sitting, and you head there, where you do not really have much more. I mean, eventually, or rather, would Ronan change approach after being approached by this wild man?
I'll start trying to look for people more sane and start asking them about Rudolph and if they've heard of Ronan.
Okay. Have you heard of Rudolph and Ronan?
Yes.
The 2 legendary, the greats, the greats in town. Okay. Sure. Make a persuasion check as well then.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty frazzled from the approach by the wild man, and you might come off as not too much different from that frazzled old man. As people come and you just go and, have you heard of Ronan and Rudolph Van Richten? The greats. And people just back off and unfortunately you spend some time and nobody really wants to talk with you at the moment, and you just get looks from Variac for disturbing his painting.
Okay.
But eventually one man approaches, and that is Alexander.
Okay. Not exactly who I was hoping for, but okay.
Rude. Very rude. Here, Ronan, I got you something.
Oh? Okay.
And I will give Ronan the 10 pieces of parchment that I bought.
Thank you very much. Have you learned anything about Rudolph?
No, but I did catch the eye of someone. Oh, Variac, this is for you. And I give Variac one of the blank journals.
Cool.
I didn't really learn much. Apparently, he had brought a book here to be published about hunting monsters. Had a couple copies made, but the copy maker didn't have an original copy. They have this giant machine that apparently can copy flyers and posters and books and writings. It's very impressive. Oh my gosh. And he just goes on like this good 3-minute tangent about how cool this machine is, completely overlooking the fact that this is something Ronan could use to his advantage.
Oh yeah.
He's just going to the intricate details about what the machine could do, and every now and then he would talk about duplicating a poster or something like that, and just completely miss what that could actually be.
Yeah. And as you're vividly describing this, Etri has, without success, walked around town and also found himself by this bench in an indescript location in town. As you see the three with the big painter's supplies set up and all, as you approach them, Etri.
I haven't found any news of that.
Oh. Any news from Van Richten? Was that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said. No news of Van Richten.
Right.
I did see this weird, well, no weird, but it was odd. I did see an elf for the first time since we've been here. He was over in the square over there, and I will just kind of gesture in the general direction. And he was doing some form of puppet show, I guess. He did react to me, which I thought was very interesting. Didn't follow me, though, so he must still be in the middle of his show. Do we want to go check it out?
Yeah. Sounds promising.
Might as well.
I've been interrupted 3 times now. I'm just trying to paint.
You want to sit here and we'll come get you?
Yeah. Come back whenever you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head out.
All right. So Mariak, in the process of painting, I guess make your painter supply check to see how beautiful this painting of I suppose this street that you're painting at the moment, as you're not by the town square.
It's a low roll. I blame it on the distractions and interruptions.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's the highlight of last night, so I guess it's as good as you are at the moment. All right. You all head to the town square. You can now see the wild old man, or rather his clothes are apparent from one of the figures with the plastered donkey head in one of the stalks, and you can still see that the puppet show is going on.
You know, I forgot to mention to you guys, that guy in the stock over there, he's this crazy old dude. I think he's homeless. He's talking about how there's purple light in the Virgo Master's mansion, and he seemed really freaked out about it.
What do you mean purple light?
I mean purple light. Listen, that guy was a bit crazy.
It's odd. I mean,
Yeah.
everything here is odd, but that's particularly odd.
It's just something that might be worth investigating later.
Good to know.
All right, so you're watching the puppet show, and as you wait there for some time, eventually you see that the elf takes a bow, and some of the people applaud at his performance. And you then see that here we are in the town square, and there are the stocks with the plaster donkey heads.
Oh my god, the donkey heads. May I miss you?
Oh yeah, we had Irene was the first thing that she did was get put in.
She wanted one so bad.
Oh yeah, didn't she get one? I don't remember.
She did, yeah. She has like an eye patch too or something.
Yeah. But you see as the elf starts to pack together his things, as the crowd starts to leave. What do you want to do?
I'll approach him.
All right.
Hey, great show.
Ah, yes, thank you. The name's Rectavia. To my pleasure. Who are you?
Nice to meet you. My name's Alexander. What inspired your story?
Oh, I've got many a story to tell. You see, I am from outside of this cloud-covered valley. But here we are, all of us stuck. But I'm trying to make the best of it.
No, you don't say. I am also from the outside. Kind of nice to run into somebody who is as unfamiliar with the area as I am.
Well, that is quite curious indeed, yes.
What would you say is your favorite story that you like to tell?
My favorite story? Well, there are so many to pick. I do recall once sitting in a tavern, a very strong, burly man came in and said that he had just felled a giant. It was quite the extraordinary story to tell, indeed. He spoke of himself being imprisoned by this hill giant, taken to his cave and lived there, drinking of this stream that was leaking into the cave. And during one night, apparently this burly man had taken his opportunity and picked the enormous club of the giant and clubbed the giant with his own weapon. It was quite the remarkable story to hear, and I've ever since retold it to people who wish to hear it.
That is incredible. I will say I'm looking for a particular story. You may or may not be familiar with such a thing, but there's a story from where we used to come from that always tends to escape my mind. So to talk to somebody who is from there, maybe you can remind me. There tends to be stories about myths and legends, and
I like them.
me too. But in particular about defeating monsters. Are you familiar with any of those?
Well, that hill giant was indeed defeated, and I would call one hill giant a monster of the largest types.
I would say more intrigued by the stories of taking on more intellectual-based creatures.
Intellectual-based creatures. Now I'm intrigued. Whatever do you mean?
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
I want to see if he's picking up what I'm putting down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know.
Wait, I don't see it. Or do I? Oh, I do see it.
Total of 10.
Yeah, he seems mostly just intrigued. Hard to read any other emotions on him.
Well, it's hard to say, really. Where we're from, there are many different monstrosities, but some that provide a challenge more than just brute strength to overcome them, such as hitting them over the head. There was rumor, according to a print shop, that somebody had written a book in regards to that, and I'm trying to get my hands on a copy. As an avid reader and storyteller, much like yourself, it would be fascinating to sit down and read what these lands consider friend and foe for fighting. I don't know, it's probably just a fool's hope.
Well, tell you what, if you find me at the tavern, the Blue Water Inn, I tend to share my stories amongst the patrons of the tavern, and perhaps we can share a few stories amongst ourselves there as well.
Oh, I'm sure we've got plenty to exchange. Pray tell, outside of the fog, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from many a place. I am a traveling minstrel. In fact, I'm sort of a ringleader. Says ringmaster of a carnival called. Now I need to double check.
You say witchlight, I'm gonna throw something across my room.
No, it's just Rectavia's Carnival of Wonders. Well, if you are such an avid storyteller and you seem to have a peculiar group of people here of races not very known to Barovia, to my knowledge, then perhaps you could join my carnival as a show that we could take on to the road.
Do I recognize the name of his carnival?
No.
No. Okay.
I'll just say no.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that is particularly up my friend's alley, but it never hurts to sit down and have a chat. Plus, what's a cup of ale amongst friends?
Yes, indeed. Well, it seems that these lands only provide wine, but that does me well as well.
Yes, unfortunately, that is the bane of this land. But not the only one, but a bane nonetheless.
Yes, the ever-present cloudy sky is a reminder of where we are.
Yes.
But I try to bring some joy, as he gestures to his collection of puppets and other setup. Says, well, I have some errands to attend to, so I shall see you later at the tavern if you find yourself there.
All right. Thank you. And Alexander will turn on his heel and start back to the group.
All right.
I couldn't get a read on him, but he did do a double take the first time I saw him. He's going to be at the tavern tonight. May be a good idea if we go visit. But Ronan, I need you to make a decision, and I will need about 10 minutes before we go, because his reaction to what I put on you will tell us if it's him or not.
Okay. Well, I didn't think of anything cool to put on. So,
How
I guess...
how about something on the palm of your hand? So it's not super noticeable to anybody else, but if you were to turn your hand upward.
Interesting.
There's a time frame on this spell. I need to check it.
Okay.
Alexander would know that. Hold on. Yeah, it's only there for 10 days. This scar will go away in 8 days. It will go away in 10 days.
It's not permanent.
It is not permanent. I mean, if we wanted to sit down every 10 days and give you a really cool scar, we could do that too. But that is not the case.
I was sort of hoping for... Oh, okay, sure, yeah, we'll just do a scar on the palm of my hand.
Okay.
And what does the scar say?
What does the scar say? That's the question.
Honestly, I hadn't given it too much thought. I was kind of hoping that next that I could make that decision for next game. So I don't think we'll have time to encounter him this.
I mean,
this session. Vote for Ronan.
Vote for Ronan. I guess that. I mean, that would be something to pay attention to. Like, what? Vote for who? And why?
That's a good idea.
But I mean, I guess we could just then ask what do you all want to do for the rest of the day? Because we could, if you don't want to do anything particular, then Variac finishes his decent painting, and then we could fast forward to the night.
Well, the rest of what I'm inclined to do is to pretty much head over and check in the city of Barovia if they've heard of Van Richten.
Okay.
But, I'm not going to do that myself.
Yeah, well, the village of Barovia is a decent trek away.
Is it?
Yeah, let me just double check. It's about 19 hours of travel. So that's more than 2 days travel.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
it's not a right next to Valaki.
Like restaurants. Okay. Well, I'm not sure. Finding Conric is the best option I have.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The only
So it is
thing,
possible we could get another one of those Wizards of Wine gems.
yeah. The only thing I'm thinking of is the Virgo Master and the Purple Light, but that's like an entire another thing that I don't know if we want to get into right now.
I mean, it's an option, and just to yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you could you are at this point. I would say you've been walking around town and doing things for until like it's about noon at the moment. But if you wish to spend the rest of the day just dilly-dallying, loitering, and getting in trouble, we could fast forward to the evening if you wish to.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you
I mean,
think?
I'm okay with it.
It's either just meeting the guy at the tavern, Wizards of Wine, or like I think the best thing is to meeting the guy at the tavern, right?
I agree, and I think what I would write on Ronan on the palm of Ronan's hand is, Randolph, you are among friends. Shake my hand, and as I do that, it changes into what kind of looks like a burn scar, where Ronan may have touched something hot and burned himself. And I specifically instruct Ronan, do not shake his hand. Have him come to shake your hand. And I tell Ronan exactly what I wrote on his hand.
Man, this guy. It's gonna be so funny when he goes to shake your hand and he realizes the writing on your hand is for a different person because this guy's called Rudolph, not Randolph.
Yeah, but that would be fun.
I
Sorry.
don't know how you get the name wrong in every single session.
I know. And I even got a pin in our fucking chat. The
Rudolph,
correct name.
like
The correct
red-nosed
name is
reindeer.
on.
Yeah.
The correct name is on that.
Ralph is his name.
Ralph.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, you spend the rest of the day walking about town. I guess for the sake of it, then let's all roll a d6 for the rest of the day's random encounter.
Maybe we could try finding ornate stone and metal lockbox.
I love how. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, you have not found the ornate lockbox yet.
Did you find a lockbox? Nope.
Nope.
Runs out.
Eventually, man. Eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You had a chance there, but the dice said no. So you spend the rest of the day doing whatever. Some downtime. Why not? It seems Variac is all about that downtime, painting all sorts of things, and evening comes. You all head to the tavern. You can hear the the sounds of people, a merriment from within this tavern, and as you head in, you can see that the people inside are there. There are a couple of people sort of in a corner table, two rough-looking men, and you can see a few at a table, but then this larger gathering near the stairs, and you can see as near the stairs going up to the balcony that overlooks the tap room, and you can see that the colorful figure of Rectavio is in midst of entertaining these people.
Is this a different tavern, or is this the same tavern that we posted the Ronan, or you need Ronan poster on front?
This is the same tavern.
Yeah.
So I guess as you enter the tavern, you would see outside a poster with Ronan needs you, or that has Ronan has gained a mustache.
Excuse me? Someone wrote a mustache on the poster?
You know, you don't look half bad with one.
Did
Speechless.
Just disappointment, man.
Yeah.
And just to show this here is the colorful elf, and you can also see the bartender behind the tavern, or behind the bar, is notices as you all come in, and says, welcome. Do you care for some freshly caught wolf steak with poured down with some of our purple grape mash?
That sounds sort of good. Yeah, I'll take some.
She says, great. That will run you one electrum piece each for anyone who wishes to take a meal of wolf steak, and 3 copper pieces for a pint of the house wine.
Are there any empty tables around?
Sure. Yeah.
When we walk in, I would just go grab an empty table for all of us.
Yeah. The bartender, she asks, is everyone having wolf steak and the purple grape mash?
I suppose we will order 4 steaks, yes.
Except Fariak. Fariak would just take water.
Okay, but still the wolf steak.
No.
Four wolf steak, 1 water, 4 things of wine, and Alexander will pay for it all, and he will wave towards the elf just as a hey, we're here, and I will point towards the table where we're going to be sitting at to indicate that we're sitting over here. And then as the woman puts the drinks on the table, I will hold up one of the drinks and kind of give it a little shake to be like, this is for you when you're ready to join us. So he will have food and wine when he joins us at the table.
Yeah. All right. You all sit down, and you can see that he gives you a look as you wave at him. But then in the middle of some story, continues it and entrancing the audience. And as you take the seat, this bartender, she goes, you are quite new here, are you not? What brings you to Vallaki?
We're in town visiting. We've got some errands to run, and my friend here, and I will gesture towards Ronan,
Yes.
is wanting to do whatever he can do to help the town.
That is quite apparent, just on our wall. What kind of good are you trying to accomplish? And is this a individual project, or are your friends helping you with whatever you're helping with?
Alex raises a hand. Alex raises a hand. It just kind of gives like a little nod and looks at her and says, we are a collective group of sorts to help bring the town into a better nature than what it currently is. We want to help, and that is our overall goal. However, Ronan is the beacon of our group who has led us to wanting to help. Therefore, you could kind of associate him as a valiant leader. We all have our tricks. We all have our ways to help. But when it really comes down to it, if it wasn't for Ronan, we would not be who we are today.
What
And I flash her a big smile.
Would have never expected to hear that.
And even more so in more recent times, me and Ronan here plan on enriching the lands of this town. We're gonna make an announcement soon, and thanks to our help, all your crops and all your plants will grow and be a bountiful harvest for years to come.
That is wonderful news. I'm glad to hear.
All we ask is support in return. We want to help, and we need your support in order to do so, and to properly help.
Well, how could we help besides having your large poster on our wall?
Remind the town that Ronan the Great is here to help and wants to help. So reaching out should never be thought of as a burden or anything of that nature, as he and us collectively do want to help make this a better place for you moving forward. And that is our overall goal. If you have any recommendations of anything we can do to help, or better yet, how we can kind of help lead this town as a whole, we would love to hear it. And I know that Ronan really speaks passionately about wanting to lead the town into just better days to come. And I look at Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan, like, during all of this, he has just, like, a big smile from all this support and stuff. Like, he's real happy right now, man.
You
The
see this.
withdrawal symptoms are gone. This has been going. Past couple days have been real good.
That's been a real good time for Ronan.
As you say that, she gets kind of a worried look on her face and says, "Well, I don't think that the Baron would be very appreciative of speaks of leading the town anywhere particular, as he's quite strongly in power to lead this town in the direction he wishes. What are you really trying to accomplish here?"
I reach up and I gently take her hand and I just stare up at her for a moment and I say in a very, very soft and gentle voice, "We just want to help."
And just as you say that, you notice this. Oh, that's not the right person. Let me change that up to. There we go. This man coming up with plates holding this wonderfully smelling wolf meat steaks, and he gives a smile and says, "Your steaks, freshly caught by our wonderful hunters, Yevgenia and Zoldar," and points to the two rough people in the corner by the corner table, and he then looks at the woman and says, "Are our guests keeping you entertained, my love?" And she says, "They are indeed quite entertaining in your goals, ambitions." Well, I wish you luck, and I do offer you a caution to not raise the Baron's suspicions of some sort of wrongdoing in town.
No wrongdoing. I very gingerly let go of her hand, like I didn't mean anything by it, and I make that very clear. But I do look at the gentleman that approached and says, "As I was telling your love here,
Danica.
We are here to help." Danica, thank you. And your name is?
I'm Irwin.
Irvin, pleasure. My name is Alexander. This is the great Ronan, and I gestured to Ronan as if he hadn't seen the posters around town.
He says, "The man on our wall, yes."
We seek nothing but to help the town as best we can. It's to my understanding using the term leadership should be softly used, apparently here. But I mean no ill intention by it. My goal is simply to ask you, do you have anything that you need assistance with that the great Ronan or his colleagues, such as myself and those sitting at the table, could assist you with?
Says, "No, we've regained our supply from the winery, and now things are running smoothly again."
I'm glad that work that we completed at the winery is already starting to show its its value and to help this fine tavern. This is amazing. And I just kind of look around like, we did this. This is kind of like kind of a nonchalant response to that.
Yeah, because I tried to look up and you never got them. They never asked you to do this, right?
Nope. No, they did ask us to go get the crystal.
No,
if we happen to be around.
That was at the winery. They asked about the crystal, but the wine delivery. Did the tavern ask you to?
Yeah, we delivered the wine. Was it here?
Yeah,
because I remember we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you delivered it to Kresk.
Yeah.
But did this tavern ask you to that their wine supply had been gone?
No,
I don't see anything
never.
about it. You just happened to stumble upon the winery?
No, I think we knew about the winery. Like
we got sent from Kresk.
Was it Kresk?
No, you don't. You never. Well, Kresk is after winery, because you can't enter Kresk without the wine.
Yeah, because they bitched at us about that.
Oh, is that?
They wouldn't let us in.
Oh, so okay. So Kresk didn't let you in, and then you went to the winery. Okay.
The joke was that they didn't have enough wine to be able to let us in.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, so this is the first these here. Okay. So he gets a surprised look and says, "Oh, so it is you who were the ones who made sure that the wine was delivered." He says, "That causes for a reward. You do not have to pay for these wolf steaks and." Our tavern is yours to stay in, free of charge, for as long as you need it.
Thank you for your kindness. Still, this is a minuscule thing for what we want to do for the town. So if there's anything else that is troubling you, please let one of us know. And I kind of like gesture to the table.
I will send anyone in trouble to seek you for aid. That is good news. And
Ronan's true wish is to help the town in whatever way that they can.
And he just gestures and says, well, I must say, enjoy your meals, and I will go back into the kitchen to prepare the next.
Thank you. And then I look at his wife and I say, and please do spread the word. The great Ronan does want to help, and feel free to send them our way. We can stop by here from time to time if they do not wish to approach us face to face. I understand the importance of, oh God, Kenzie can't remember the word. Indiscretion. So if they happen to need to be more discreet about how they do it, if you are willing to oblige and hold on to a letter for us from anybody who may need to do things discreetly, we can pick it up we can come by every now and then. Any loose letters for us.
She says, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Very interesting that we have a group such as you in here.
Before they walk away, Variac would further make the announcement to them and be like, and as a show of what the Great Ronin can do, make sure to let everyone you know and bring them down in 2 days' time to your farmlands, where the Great Ronin and our group will enrich the lands and double all of your harvests for the year.
She looks impressed and says, I will spread the word. 2 days' time,
2 days' time, meet us at the farmlands.
Any particular day of time?
Early morning.
2 days' time, early morning. All right. Curious. And she then goes back to behind the counter.
I pick up my mug of wine and I just turn in my seat and I put my feet up on the table and I just look at Ronan and I give him a little cheers and take a drink.
Ronan's just shocked right now, man. He never expected any of this.
I just look at Ronan, and on the topic of like regrowing their plants, I'm just like, I got you.
Oh, thank you.
You're gonna be the face. We got the work.
I appreciate that.
After a moment, you see Rectavio approach the table as well. There's one chair extra, let's say, and he says, "May I take a seat?"
Of course. Sit, friend. Got you food and drink as well. And I will pull my feet off the table and push him the extra plate and the alcohol.
Says, "Didn't want to join the storytelling with me?"
Had some tales to weave of our own with the townsfolk. They respond better to explanations of help through stories and songs versus diplomatic ways, if I've learned anything during my time here.
Well,
where are my manners? This is Variac, and I will gesture to Variac.
Just wave my hand.
This is Etri.
I do nothing more than give a stare.
And this is Ronan.
And I'll leave with the scar hand.
ooh, oh, okay,
Ooh.
oh.
Yeah.
Was Alex set Ronan up like that? That's cool.
And Variac waved, so it's not like it's weird.
Sure, yeah. And Variac also set you up. That's nice.
Teamwork, baby.
Yeah. Rectavio looks at you all and takes a moment on Ronan and says, yes, pleasure to meet you all, and I am Rectavio. And then he kind of goes to Ronan and says, yes, you are the wonderful poster outside of the tavern, are you not?
Yeah.
He says, I must shake the hand of a man such as yourself, as he offers himself to shake your hand.
I'll shake it, but I'm giving a confused look to Alex.
He says,
Can I insight check the guy again?
Sure, make an insight check. This someone. Yeah, of course. Go ahead. It says someone deserving a painting of themselves must be quite extraordinary indeed, or very self-centered.
It's mostly on the extraordinary side.
What does Ronan have?
Not working?
It doesn't seem to be.
Hold on. Okay. fun.
You can
Maybe
just
I don't
roll
get-
on
Yeah,
just roll a
okay.
die.
So that's a 14.
14, yeah. Okay. You just think that this man is impressed by you. Of course, you're Ronan the Great. While Alexander can see the sparkle in his eye of recognizing the symbols on the two of you. And he then says, I would very much be interested in hearing your stories, but I have a room here in the tavern. Why don't we take a small detour into my room and discuss things a bit more in private?
Xander, probably feeling like he's the only one that knows, will get to his feet and pick up his plate and drink and say, "Let us go." And I give the group like a single knowing nod, like, yeah, this is who we need to talk to.
Oh, baby.
All right. Is everyone following along?
Ronan is.
Mm-hmm. I'm Ronan's bodyguard, so I follow.
And Etri?
Yeah.
Okay. He walks up the stairs and along the balcony to the last door and opens it into a pretty small room, but large enough for everyone to fit inside. Variac less comfortably, but still, you all.
Maybe I'll just stay outside, guard the door while you guys talk. I'll just chill on the railing.
He says, very well, but just close the door.
Yeah, I'll walk outside, close the door. I'm like the bouncer.
And as you are all led into this room, he says, it strikes me curious that you have text that seems to be written for me. Now, can you tell me more about that?
You're a man who appreciates his privacy. So why run around screaming the fact that we're looking for you?
Very good. Now, why are you looking for me?
We've got a lot of questions. But I will say, and I didn't lie when we were speaking outside earlier today, I'm very interested in your book. Do you happen to have a copy?
Can you elaborate?
The fictional book of monster slaying.
And that's my book, then. I see.
Is it not?
Well, where did you hear my name?
I think I answered one question already. I deserve to have my question answered.
I have a book. Now, where did you find mine? Where did you hear my name?
Can I have it?
He says, that depends on where this conversation goes.
Your name has popped up in many voices around the area. as representation as an enemy, but also as an ally. And the general consensus is to try to recruit you as an ally.
For what?
But feeling the
Depends.
biggest pain inside of these.
Well, I'm afraid I cannot help you with that. So you're just a band of adventurers. How did you find your way here?
A dream. With cards. But every time I say that to someone, they give me some weird looks, so... I don't know if you'd believe it.
I see. So not by your own will to come here.
No, not under our own devices.
Sorry, it is quite difficult to hear.
Okay, never mind.
But now I can hear you. It just
Yeah, that was better.
yeah.
I'll just talk real loud all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, honestly, that helps right now.
yeah, it seems to be helping.
That's fine. Just fine.
So what did you say?
Fixed by Monday. But
Yeah.
I said no, not of our own devices.
Yeah. He says, And, what are your goals here? You're here to hunt the greatest foe there is. It's not a very easy task to do, I can tell you that.
We're here to end the greatest foe there is.
Well, I would say that you need something of an extraordinary goal to do that. Extraordinary deed to do that. I am not one to help you in doing the deed. But I can help you in guiding you perhaps to something that could aid you in accomplishing such a goal.
Then we will take it.
Have you heard of the Ladies 3?
No?
Depends. Are they hags?
I have only read of them in books that are rare and far between. They're a trio of archfey that once ruled over this land, and it seems that the devil in the tower, in the castle, has taken their powers for his own. And that would be step 1 in defeating him, is to remove his grasp on the land.
You hear that, Alex? Once the power is returned, others will be able to help us. Help us leave this place.
Good. I definitely do not wish to be here any longer.
You said there are 3 archfey that the Strahd took power from?
Yes, it seems that one of his cruel acts in this land is to defile the holy sites of these archfey, and in doing so gain their powers. And these holy sites must be reconsecrated to their own old state so that the ladies may regain their powers, and thusly Strahd losing them.
How does one do that?
The answer to that I do not have, though I have learned that there is the old people, the people who lived in this land even before Strahd came here. The mountain folk and the forest folk. They ought to know the secrets of these old rituals they performed upon the holy sites. I have heard rumors of a hidden away town on the slopes of Mount Gakis, where one might find such a tribe. If I were you, I would be heading in that direction. If it is the goal of yours to end this rule over the land.
You say I think this is a good idea.
I am in full support of this.
Is there any additional information that you can give us?
He says, there is a tower. If you need to find a place to rest, if you do not find yourselves near Vallaki, on at Lake Baratok, west of here, you will find a crossroads where a sign will point you in that direction. It is a place safe from scrying eyes.
Where did you say it was again?
By Lake Baratok. But I myself am currently occupied with monitoring the state of the Baron's rule over this town. Not a very pleasant man he is, not. What is this advertising you're doing of yourself? Looking at you, Ronan.
Well, my ultimate goal is to become the Virgo Master so I can help the people here.
Says, well, I don't believe that you will find yourself in such a position just through diplomacy, but perhaps you could prove me wrong. The Baron has strong allies and the city guard on his side, as well as the henchman Isaac, or the captain of the guard.
My plan is to get the people to know me, and then maybe we can do some foul play.
those seem like two different goals, but you may try to take over Barovia or Valaki. But the bigger goal would be what I told you about, this hold on the land that Strahd has. But I'm only pointing you in directions that you may find ways to aid this place, as it seems that is what you're out to do. Though I must warn you, of course, that this would be a dangerous mission, but I would imagine you already understand that.
Yeah.
Strahd is not to be underestimated. He's a very powerful man.
Yeah. I'd say we know that by now.
Good.
About that book.
He says, yes, I could provide you with one of my books. It may aid you in your goals. I would suggest you read up on the chapter on vampires.
Oh, believe me, I will read all of the chapters within this book.
And he produces out of his backpack a pretty hefty tome with the cover Van Richten's Guide to Slaying Monsters.
I reach into my bag and I pull out my quill and ink and I just kind of like hand it to him like, would you sign it?
Man, roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Henrikton's Guide to Monsters Slaying. Sorry, I just want to write that down.
Sure.
Okay. Persuasion. Please sign 13.
With a 13, unlucky 13.
Please sign.
He gives you a look and a sigh, and then he takes the pen and just writes a signature on the book and says, never gets old. Well,
thank you. And I instantly open up the first page and I start reading, just right there.
He says, well, to not raise too many suspicions, I would suggest you keep that book hidden while in town. And I really am yearning for some wolf steak now that you brought your wolf steaks in here, and the smell of it is just making me way too hungry to stay in here for much longer.
Of course.
As he opens the door, and Variac, standing mightily by the door, notice the door open, and Rectavia behind you goes, excuse me, we're done in here. Your friends, I imagine, will keep you posted on what we spoke of.
Makes sense to me.
And he steps past you, and or rather, I mean, he makes sure that everyone leaves so that you don't just root in his shit. And as you all take a leave, he goes up to the counter and orders a wolf steak.
There's one at the table for him.
Oh, you ordered a wolf steak on top?
Yep, because I ordered 4 and Variac doesn't eat it.
Oh yeah, that is true. Cool. Okay, well, he's already got a wolf steak then.
and he joins you to eat it. I imagine with that, now having a few more leads, you do have a couple, but here you go. I think we could end the session and see where this story takes us next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Ronan, you are now established. You
Right,
got Alex is on your side now. You did him a solid with talking to him while he was out there depressed.
Oh yeah, man.
He's on your side now for this shenanigans.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Well done.
This is how you do
Well
it.
done, Chris. Well done.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna end the stream, so thank you all for watching, and happy dungeon delving. Say goodbye to YouTube.
You too.